Between Two Worlds, The Life of an Immigrant. Written by Birol Bahadir. Narrated by Jon Goehring. My name is Birol, and this is my story. As I approach the last leg of my life, I saw it fit to try and share the life I've lived so far. This recounting is intended for those in a similar situation as me. I was born into circumstances that were not the best, and I moved countries hoping for a better future for myself and my family, like the millions that move for similar reasons, making their paths in life. I lived as a Turk, then as a German, and finally, I'm now a U.S. green card holder. It has been a long and arduous journey, filled with heartbreak, pain, and struggle, along with hard work, kindness, and hope, as are most of our lives on this earth. I've been luckier than some, and I've been worse off than some. But in the end, writing this book, I can say that I'm grateful for being given the blessing of life. This book is for those who think things cannot get any better. They can. They always can. My friends, there's light at the end of the tunnel. Life can be sweet sometimes. You just have to hang on until you get to the other side. So let me begin this story as most good ones do. From the beginning. I was born in a small town in Germany on June 28, 1967, to an immigrant family from Turkey. As many of you can imagine, growing up as a Turkish immigrant in Germany wasn't easy. When I was younger, I had a different outlook on why people treated me differently. It was more filled with hatred and fear and hurt. But in my older years, I have realized that it is within human nature to be suspicious of those not of your tribe. By tribe, I mean anything from people who do not look like you, do not speak the same language, or do certain things differently than you. That is all it takes. But I have also seen that the human spirit can persevere above all. Unfortunately, I began to notice the first parts of my prior statement early in my life. I learned early on that I was different, an outsider to everyone around me. This experience of never really feeling like I belonged shaped my perception, taught me valuable life lessons, and made me the person I am today. We are shaped by our surroundings, the places we grew up in, and the things we see as children shape us for the rest of our lives. Before I tell you more about myself, you should know about the town where I grew up. Bogfingen is a small town in Germany. Even today, this city only holds a population of about 12,000 people. It's one of those towns where everyone knows everyone else. Very much a small town place with small place ideas. It was not all bad, however. It had a certain charm. It wasn't a terrible place to grow up. Bogfingen is an old town with a lot of history. The streets are narrow and very old. The buildings in Bogfingen aren't very tall, and most are pretty worn, with broken window panes and plaster peeling off the walls. There are ancient, historical landmarks, fountains, castles, and ruins from times past. The thing about cities with a storied past is that they usually hold on to it. This lends it its very unique identity, and for a lot of people that live there, they would not want things in their town to be any different. To tell you how I got where I am today, we need to go back to the beginning of my story. Where you grow up is a part of who you are, and so are the people around you during that time. Of all the people that you grow up with, your parents are the ones that influence you the most. A child forms their concept of the world via their interaction with their parents. In truth, a child's parents are their entire world for much of their early childhood. These being their formative years, it thus makes sense that parents would have such a heavy influence on their children. So, let me tell you about my parents. Fair warning, my parents come from unique backgrounds. For many people in the West, certain cultural norms are pretty strange, and so it would be expected for the reader to think of my parents differently than intended. Thus, the warning is necessary here. It will also be a little complex. Family relations tend to be outside monogamous cultures. So, bear with me, and
Sample complete. Ready to continue?